unless you can define for them how you can solve that problem better, they don't care. They're not gonna come.
I think it's the 26th president of the United States who said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I think that is important. People need to understand what they are going to take away from all the noise that you are going to make. Like, what is in for them? We can never underestimate that.
I believe you need to remember that you're doing business human to human. You need to remember that at the end of the day, for a business, it's about the bottom line. So always tie it back to the bottom line.
What's the service? What's the problem you solve? Who do you solve it for? The need and the learnings call for more than just talking about it for an hour and a bit, right? In trying to sell to B2B, in trying to do business with big companies, we must learn to solve problems.
There are three main things that businesses care about when you're pitching them. One, can what you sell impact the revenue and the profit? Two, is it about opening doors for them in terms of relationship? Three, is it relevant?
When we talk about being a market leader, the people that you think you're here to serve will respond to whatever you do, whether it's free, whether it's half price, whatever, because they're having their needs met now by someone else. You are your market leader. You are the leader in your market, in your industry, because there's only one person in your industry, that's you. Solve a problem first of all.
So we got to the point where we give our final take, because I know that perhaps there is something you wanted to say I didn't ask you because I am not able to know everything, no?
Great, brilliant conversations and great contributions for great, wonderful speakers as always. It's been a brilliant conversation. This is such a huge topic. I might have to do another one over here, really. I think the need and the learnings call for more than just talking about it for an hour and a bit, right? I think the point, I'll leave you with this. I think, as in trying to sell to B2B, in trying to do business with big companies, we must learn to solve problems. I think, Tanya said it, and also Isa said it. Hannah said it in more than once. Obehi said it too. We must learn to solve problems. I meet so many people every day over here. They've got flighty ideas, and I was talking with one just now. Literally, I'm saying, what's the service? What's the problem you solve? Who do you solve it for? And they're singing that, I want to do this, I want to do. I'm saying, nah, no one cares that you want to do speaking. You want to do books. No one cares. Solve a problem first of all. And as Tanya said, get your target audience, your ideal customer, to know how you solve the problem. I'm responding to a desire as well. People don't know how to solve their problems, and it's not. Maybe let me be very clear. Everything we say it ties together. When we talk about being a market leader, it'll tell you that the people that you think you're here to serve, they will respond to whatever you do, whether it's free, whether it's half price, whatever, because they're having their needs met now by someone else. Unless you can define for them how you can solve that problem better, they don't care. They're not gonna come. For the reasons we talked about, no one wants to be mugged off. No one wants to be defrauded. No one wants to have the time wasted, the money wasted, right? So make sure you're very clear that how you solve people's problems. I'll say this. We need to realize that we need to think on a different level. Solution, quality, strategic contributions that we make to our clients, it demands more than just the ordinary. It demands what one of my friends called lovability, je ne sais quoi, that thing about us that others don't have. I make that point because when you have that je ne sais quoi, when you have that thing, what's unique about you, which only your stories can convey, you are your market leader. You are the leader in your market, in your industry, because there's only one person in your industry, that's you, who does things your way. Well, when we can begin to embrace this concept, we will create better businesses. That's progressive will grow over here. They will grow every day. I'll leave you with Izu's point. If you're lucky to get in front of a board of directors, you're nearly at the sale. You're so close, right? You really are. Hopefully people will realize that. But the answer is not to go in there and give a killer presentation. It really isn't. The trick is to get the person whose problem you solve, who's in that same meeting with you, to buy into your idea emotionally, to love your solution based on your stories. If you can get them to buy into your story, into your solution, whether you do your meeting on Zoom or in person, my friend, decisions are made not by what people say or don't say. It's made by who looks at who. The boss looks at the person that you're trying to sell to and then goes, do we like that? Literally, and that thing about a nod and a wink, that's what it comes down to, really. If you haven't got that person in your side, you haven't convinced the primary user, the primary beneficiary, your target audience, that you really can't solve their problem, sorry about that. You're going to leave with nothing. Good luck with that. Okay, quite a bit. Great room, my friend, great room. Of course, I will say, check out Obehi's room, Obehi's books. I always end with that, check out and learn how to tell real stories. Once you learn, it's a trick that you have forever. You can do what we do, what we all do. The storytelling is a skill. Learn the skill. Help yourself to tell better stories. Help others tell better stories too. I'll leave with that, my friend.
Thank you so much, Eni. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate also the encouragement here. Of course, without you, this room will not exist. Don't you remember how you told me that we need to do this? And I said, really? Because I've been on LinkedIn. I didn't even, I never imagined I was going to do audio room until Eni said, he suggested that, hey, Obehi, we are going to do this. And here we are. This is the second year now, and we are really doing it. We are happy about it. And I think this is really important. It have opened up different doors to be able to learn and to meet important people like Hannah. I would never have met Anna. I would never have met Tanya. Okay, Tanya I would have met because I already have interviewed her. I would never have met Izu. Izu came here because he found the conversation interesting. Then later we talked and here we are having fun talking. I don't know, tomorrow we'll be exchanging dollar. That is how it starts, We don't start with that, we start with this. These are important things. As you were talking, Eddie, it made me remember, I don't know who was saying it. No, I think it's the 26th president of the United States who said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. I think that is important. People need to understand what they are going to take away from all the noise that you are going to make. Like, what is in for them? We can never underestimate that. All right, I pass the mic to Tanya. Of course, today's conversation remains strategic storytelling for B2B and tech. Tanya, what is your final take to conclude it? Please go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. I think I had a lot of fun with this room. I'm actually super tired. I'm in Cape Town recovering, but when Obehi calls, you respond, and those are the people like, okay, I have to be here. So really excited, had a lot of fun, and yeah, one of the things I wanted to really hammer on is, I think a lot has been said, and I believe that Obehi usually records these rooms, so definitely you want to really hit that bell on his account so that when he publishes the replay of this podcast, you actually can go back, because this is a masterclass. I promise you, if you learning quite a lot here. So in terms of this topic, I believe you need to remember that you're doing business human to human. You need to remember that at the end of the day, for a business, it's about the bottom line. So always tie it back to the bottom line. And I love this conversation I was having earlier with a client. And one of the things that we discussed and the highlights was that there are three main things that businesses care about when you're pitching them. And this is somebody that is a Microsoft partner, really, really big client, a big business in the 7-figure mark. And it's always one, can what you sell impact the revenue and the profit? 2, is it about opening doors for them in terms of relationship? 3, is it relevant? Now, you might not have access to that person, but when you incorporate storytelling in your marketing, in your content, because this is not something that you just do, you need to incorporate it in every single touch point. A lot of my mentees that we work with in the coaching side of the business, as well as a lot of our team, when I train them, I give them this rule. I learned it from one of my business mentors. It is the 7-11-4. So the people need to spend at least 7 hours with you, have 11 touch points with you, the marketing of your business, and need to see you in 4 different places for them to build trust. So that's why you want to incorporate these type of strategies around your marketing, so that it is able to do the work it needs to do. So you need to have marketing. So if, let's say, for example, this is the first time you're meeting me, you might go on Google. That happens a lot. You go on Google and you search Tanya Kabuye. You're gonna find out there? You're gonna find a ton of content in different places so that you can get to know me. You can get on my podcast and spend 7 hours with me. Then you're like, I know Tanya. You can go on blogs that I've guest posted. You've already spent an hour with me here, so it's only 6 hours left. Then you can check out you might find me on Facebook. What will that do? Subconsciously, it's going to build trust. You need to be able to replicate that. Marketing is not about the tactics, it's about the strategy. And it is a psychology game. That's something you need to remember. So if you are a business, you are in the tech space, manufacturing, or you are really B2B, we primarily work with B2B, and you need to be at a certain revenue mark before we work with you. So feel free to reach out to me, even if you're not at that mark. I'm usually very happy to give advice. A lot of people often say that you should be ashamed of how much people sometimes pick your brain, but I'm really happy to support you, and I do produce a ton of content to help. So I'm always happy to share some resources. But if you're B2B and you are looking to grow your revenue by at least 20 to 40%, and you may be looking to reach that 7-figure mark by the end of this year, we're on the mission to help at least 5 businesses do that this year. So holla at me, my DMs out.
All right. That message is driven home. Thank you so much, Tanya. We appreciate you. We appreciate the contribution here.